Welcome back. Today we'll be cracking NullByte from Vulnhub, which is recommended by DJ Null and its trophy room for OSCP. So let us first discover the IP address. That would be so firstly we will be discovering the IP address of the box, which is commonly named with vendor PCS. So the IP address we have got is 192.168.0.5. So the basic scan for scanning any IP address. So let's scan with Nnup Automator. So we're scanning all the ports with TCP and UDP, and it will be scanning on GoBuster, Nikto, and it will be scanning for vulnerabilities of if there's a Apache server or any other SSH. So it's a combined tool which comprises of multiple tools. So I would recommend you using them. There's a three ports are running. One is 80 hosting HTTP Apache server. Second is triple one RPC bind, and the fourth one is SSH TCP SSH. The 777 SSH. So let's first visit the port number 80. Okay, so we are been prompted with text. If you search for the laws of harmony, you will find knowledge. So let's see what the text is really. Okay, so it seems that like the text is an Egyptian code. Let's check the source code if there's any commented text mentioned in it. So we have a GIF file. Let's save it. If you guys may be familiar with the CTFs, so you would be know that like the images are much more important to us. So let us see if there's any something being commented the GIF file. So it shows basic details of the GIF file, when it has been modified, access, the permissions, file type, image length, image width, color, and something commented too. So we have got something like E with a smiley face and a text. Let's copy the text first and check with IP address if it's a directory or something. Right. My bad. This time it's proper. Oh, so we have been prompted with the key to enter here. Okay, so let us see first. This form isn't connected to my SQL password in that complex. Okay, so firstly we need to get the key. So let us use some brute forcing, or like try some basic common credential like admin password 5. So we haven't been prompted like any. So let us check for if it is having any common credential, some common robots.txt file. Docu, sorry, yeah, docu fault. Let's first accept work. So Bobster, I have a community edition. You are in a professional background, you may use the professional version. for some small tasks, community edition is good. So we're intercepting the request. For the ones who are not familiar with PUB, it is the best tool or software I would recommend you use for when you're using doing security background. Already okay. So I've set up a proxy of Foxy proxy with my. If you are not familiar with PUB, there are multiple videos. I will be dropping the link in my bio. Let us in. I've entered just 1, 2, 3. Yeah, hit to Twitter and forward, and now we have to work on. Yeah. So brute forcing, for brute forcing we use intruder, where we can set the targets like yeah, the target it defaultly sets the target for you. If you want to edit it, you can just click on clear, select the space and add. So select the simple list. I'll be providing a list from rockq.txt. It will take a few amount of time for loading. Let's wait for it. So let us take its time. It take its time. So we can to try with Hydra. So cool. So after a very long wait, I have found password. Right. Cool. So let's move on to the website and move further. Light. I don't want to save it. Okay. So I have an option here where I need to enter username as well. I entered admin. Okay, so there is a search bar, can execute. We are entering the data and it's fetched data successfully. So there may be somewhere database related where it's. So let's try some SQL. Cool. Could not get data. You have an error in your SQL syntax. Check the manual that corresponds to your MySQL server. So there's a MySQL server running. Server version for the right syntax. Use the percentage. Okay. So let me check. So let's say percent. Okay. So yeah, we are having employee ID 1, premises, employee ID 2, ISI, ISIS, sorry, right position. So let's check the columns where we can enter some data. So from right here onwards, there are two ways to enumerate the username and password for your SSH credential. There is SQL map and the technique, the basic SQL injection technique, which we would be using right now. SQL map is not actually allowed in OSCP. So I would be recommending you to go the generic way by using SQL queries to exploit it. Okay, so yeah, I have done. So let's try our first query. Yeah, select test queries. So I'll be passing the query. Cool. I have got a column where I can execute my queries and it is getting reflecting back. So I'd executed union select test 1, test 2, test 3. So I am being reflected with the text. So now I need to check the version of the SQL database, which is my SQL. Okay, so let us say the user, then I need the version number and then the database, which is currently being active used here. Cool. So uh, nice. So the user is root localhost. The employee name reflected the MySQL version as we requested, and the database is currently being used as Seth. Okay, so Seth is the currently database being active and used here. So now we would be enumerating the tables present in the database Seth. So let's go on with the union queries and select information schema underscore name. So we're entering the name, comma null. So I don't want to return any. Cool. So the present, so the databases which are being present here, this are information MySQL experiment data. It is there. Now we would be in the tables. Okay. So table name will be collecting table for the table name. Table. The third we don't want anything. So keep it null. So we're enumerating from so dot tables where table will code data name of the database. Oh, okay. So there's a table name user is there. So we have got the currently the table name. Let's get the columns now present in the table name. Okay, so you can select column comma null. Don't want here anything from. So where do we want the columns from? dot column where table underscore schema equals to your from state database, and we want columns from table underscore name equals to users. We want the columns from table user there, and let's comment C. Okay, so there are four columns: ID, user, password, and position. Cool. So now we would be getting what all database is being present in the columns. So on the query union select, we will be concatenating the data already. So see. Okay, so the query is union select concate ID. They will be commanding the text here, user, again command line, password, position, all the columns which we had retrieved. We would be concatenating it here. The ID is 1, curly ramus is ramus, sorry, my pronunciation is wrong. The username, the password, and the position if it's mentioned. The ID number, the user, password, and the position. Okay, so is an employee. Okay, so now I have got a text. Let's try decoding it with base64. Oh, properties. Oh, yeah. Wrap base64 and decode it. Whoa, so we have got a hash here. Let's decode the hash. Getting. So you can do any hash cracker, crack station you can use. I'm using hash toolkit. I just copy paste the hash on my Google search if it is already available in any database of cracking tool, so it will be displayed. So the password of it's so let us connect to SSH as a user premise C, yeah, at the rate the IP address of the machine, the port 777, and yeah, right. So we will be enumerating the shell which we have got and doing privilege escalation. Let's see what we have. Okay, so we have yes. Let's we are getting okay. See what is in bash history. So something backup file. So let's clear the screen and find some binaries if we have a permission. Oh, so before moving on that, let's see what we can do. uh, oh, the RAM's not run any sudo on NullByte. Okay, so now we need to find the binaries which can edit or change any permission. Oh, so we didn't found any binaries. To uh, the backup folder which was lastly being used in the box. So I think what? Oh, okay. Let's read what is being there. I have to fix. There's a file. Let's see which file it was. So there's a watch file here. Actually, ProWatch is a binary which runs PS and SH. We don't know which path it uses, but perhaps it lies on the user's path instead of root. Now we just need to include a writable directory in path so it searches there first instead of default binary directories. So let's try running. Okay, we can execute it. I think it's been executed by root. Okay, so cool. Yeah, cool. Let's see some more code path. Cool. That's cool. So I think I have exploited the box. Correct. Yes. So let me go to the home directory. Yes. And let's see the productive file. Okay, so congratulations, we have exploited the box successfully with the root, and I will be attaching the references for the binaries for which I have privilege escalated, and you may find multiple write-ups on that the NullByte box as it's been very old. So thank you friends for watching.